Welcome to your introduction to 6th grade Unit B, Mysteries and Investigations. We know that this is likely your first time teaching this unit, so this module is designed to help you become more familiar with key content in Unit B. Our goal is to ensure that you are well prepared to plan and ultimately teach your students. Take a moment to review the objectives for today. At the conclusion of this learning module, we will also give you a chance to reflect on how what you have learned about this unit will influence your planning moving forward. During this module, you will want to have the participant notebook available so you can record your thoughts and responses. You can find this participant notebook in the same place you access this recording. We recommend that you print this document so you can jot down your notes during this learning module. You will also want to be able to reference your teacher print edition. Feel free to pause the module now to make sure you have your materials. Let's begin by understanding a bit about the unit overall. First, we're going to click on Unit B, Mysteries and Investigations. And then we're going to view the unit overview. Here we can see that there are 6 subunits, including the summative essay and the reading assessments. There are a total of 32 lessons built into Unit B. Now let's turn to the substance of what students will learn in this unit. To do this, we will want to review our unit overview on our unit homepage. When we read through the unit summary, we get an idea of what this unit will cover, as well as some of the activities the students will work on. Let's view the unit overview. This unit has students taking on the role of an investigator. Students will embark on a multi-genre study into the world of sleuthing. Students will be challenged to grapple with clues and scientific data to make meaning. Students will read closely to notice strategies that different characters employ, create their own theories based on available information, and make predictions. This unit will conclude with students writing an essay explaining which trait is most useful to problem-solving investigators. As I scroll down, I also have access to which text the students will come across, as well as the skills and the contents that will be addressed. The texts addressed in this unit are The Secret of the Yellow Death, Fever, 1793, Fever circles Brazil's huge cities, The Hippocratic Oath, The Physician's Pledge, The Speckled Band, and The Red-Headed League. This unit also includes some extra text. These appear in activities such as challenge writings. These include See It Through and an excerpt from Outwitting Nature's Greatest Killers. Beneath the text for the units, you will find a snapshot of the skills and content covered in the unit. Take a moment to pause this presentation and read through the information on the screen. Once again, students will take on the role of an investigator in Unit 6B. They will learn to read through the text and assess the credibility of evidence. Students will also have to explain which trait is most useful to problem-solving investigators through their writing. Unit B also has some content which may be sensitive to our 6th grade students. This is addressed here in our sensitive content section. This unit uses the text The Secret of the Yellow Death, where students will investigate yellow fever. For some students, this information associated with the disease could be upsetting. Consider how experiences with COVID-19 may amplify some students' reactions. Subunit 3 involves a short story, The Speckled Band, which includes a murder of a character's sibling and abusive stepfather. Plan to offer supports and opportunities for students to discuss their reactions. In your own words, describe the goals of the unit as well as the key content and skills that students need to master in order to be successful. Feel free to record your thoughts in your participant notebook or discuss with your colleagues if you are with others. Pause this recording now to do so. Just a reminder that you can find this information in your print teacher edition, but it's going to be found on the subunit at a glance section. Let's next look at our subunits. One spot you may want to review during your planning process is the Teacher References section located under the unit overview. Here you will find a Lesson at a Glance compilation where you can see a snapshot of each lesson and its objectives, lesson standards, vocabulary, and additional reading opportunities. The Lesson at a Glance compilation is a great resource for planning ahead. Here you will view each subunit as well as its lessons, lesson activities, activity type and timestamp, if the lesson is to be completed in groups or individually, and the lesson objective. Let's look at an example from Unit B. On my screen, you see the Lesson at a Glance compilation for Subunit 2, Lesson 11. I can see that there are a total of 6 activities for this lesson, including the solo. By looking at the icons to the right of the activities, I see that this lesson will include a lot of partner work. This is something I will want to take into consideration prior to this lesson. I may determine to adjust my students' seats or predetermine their partners prior to the start of the lesson. Below the activities, I can see the skills that will be covered. Here, students will read closely and paraphrase particular sentences to understand the risks and rewards of becoming a medical volunteer at Camp Lazier. This lesson compilation is a great tool to utilize in your planning. It also allows you a quick glance at the lesson before taking the time to dive in. One thing that is new to you in Unit B are flex days. Flex days are built-in remediation days designed to allow you to provide small group instruction to your students based on their needs. You can see which lessons are flex days by the title Flex Day and the blue band that is a shortcut to the reporting app. When you are approaching a flex day, you will want to view your reporting app and assess the first graph, the Embedded Assessment Measure, or the EAM. Set the chart to the flex day that aligns with the lesson you are teaching, and then click Generate Report. You will see a chart that shows your class and their proficiency in language, reading, and writing. Beneath this graph are your flex day recommendations. You can use this chart to see which of your students need the most assistance in these proficiencies. You then can take advantage of the Flex Day activity guide to help plan your day. When you open up a Flex Day lesson, you will see that it includes many different lesson activities. This particular Flex Day has 12 lesson activities. Now remember, when you look at this lesson, you are not intended to provide all 12 activities to all of your students. Instead, preview the lesson ahead of time and decide which students should complete which activities based on their needs. Let's look at some materials that are included with the unit. Once again, to the right of your subunit overview are all of the needed materials for the subunit. Even if you're going to teach portions of this unit via print, it is still important to have access to these items throughout the unit. If you find yourself needing additional remediation materials or having some extra time in your curriculum, you can always utilize resources such as Mastering Conventions, Grammar Pacing Guide, or vocabulary modules. Under materials for Unit B, we see many useful materials for planning, such as background documents, differentiated word prompts, Flex Day activity guide, and again, additional grammar units. Name any materials you want to be sure to remember to leverage during this unit. Pause this recording now to jot down your thoughts or discuss with your colleagues. Let's consider how we know if students have mastered the content in this unit. Reminder that each lesson will offer 2 important types of reading practice as formative assessment measures. These are your lesson exit ticket and your solo reading comprehension. Teachers can utilize these assignments and take advantage of their auto-scoring feature to gauge student reading progress. Next, let's look at the summative assessments for this unit. Each unit contains a reading assessment as well as a summative essay. In order to gain clear understanding of what our students are going to be assessed on, it is important for us to look into our summative assessments before we start to plan for our unit. For this unit, we will want to review unit formative and summative assessments under planning for the unit. The summative essay prompt for the students is people, like scientists, detectives, health workers, take many approaches to solving problems. They take bold and brave actions. They work methodically. They think carefully and logically. They collaborate with others. They try new approaches. Based on the text you have read, what stands out to you as one of the important characteristics to have as a problem solver or investigator? Include 2 examples of individuals demonstrating their characteristic in your response. To gain more understanding of your summative reading assessment, you may want to utilize your teacher rationale. To find this, you will click into the last unit titled Assessment. Just a reminder that when you click on it, this subunit will be locked, and you have to unlock it for your students. To unlock, just simply click the Unlock button. You can decide if you want to unlock for the entire class or for individual students. You also have the ability to turn on the audio feature for students. This will allow the test to be read aloud to the students. When I click into Lesson 1, I'm brought to the lesson brief page. Here, we can see an overview for the assessment, any preparation items we need to do ahead of time, as well as the skills and standards addressed. Look also for some teacher tip videos along the way. Under Teacher Materials, I can find the teacher rationale. When you open this document, you will find useful information that breaks the assessment down by skills and standards. As a reminder, you are given 3 activities to complete. We always recommend for the teachers to have students complete activity number 1, the selected response questions. When I click on this activity, I'm brought to the reading comprehension assessment. Here I can preview questions that my students will see during their exam. Take a few minutes now to review the summative essay and summative reading assessment and teacher rationale for this unit. Answer the following. What will mastery look like, and how will you know whether students have met their learning goals? When will you assess their learning? Pause the video now and feel free to take notes in your participant notebook or discuss with a partner. At this point, we're ready to take our knowledge of the summative assessments and see where students will master the skills they're later being assessed on. Remember to take advantage of your differentiation levels that are built into the curriculum. Remember, there are 6 levels of differentiation that you can sort your students into. These range from your ELD and developing for your ELD students and lower level learners up to your core, your grade level, and your challenge level for students who are ready for an extra push in their learning. It is helpful for you to review these levels and adjust your students as needed. As a reminder, once you change your student's level, it will automatically deliver any differentiated content to their Amplify lessons. Be sure to check your unit for additional tips of differentiation. For this unit, you see that you may have some ELD students that will struggle with the vocabulary. The home stories require students to comprehend difficult texts at the same time they are identifying and interpreting clues. Both students having difficulty reading and ELD students may therefore benefit from a review of each section of the text to ensure they are comprehending it. Prior to the debate, you may want to take time with ELD or extra shy students to allow extra time and support. You are also presented with a graphic organizer for the essay subunit. These will assist students with planning for their essay, language conventions, and getting started writing. These will be especially helpful for your ELD students or students who are writing below grade level. Take a moment to review the differentiation section of this unit. Which elements of differentiation will you prioritize for your students as you plan for instruction? We hope that this learning module was useful as you prepare to teach Unit B. Of course, we know you will want to spend more time getting to know the substance of the lessons within the unit. If you would like to access our backwards planning templates, these can be found in the appendix of your participant notebook. What will you prioritize as you continue to plan for this upcoming unit of instruction? For the last time, pause this recording now to jot down your thoughts or discuss with your colleagues. Thank you for engaging with us today. We hope you were able to accomplish these objectives during our time together. We wish you well in your upcoming instruction with students.